back to the Chicago Tomahawk. I'm Mike. I got my line mate Matt with me. And today, we're going to talk about the Hawks, obviously. You know, the Hawks have been taking steps in the right direction. They're not getting blown out of every single game. And I'm just talking about the last two games.
You could say three.
Yeah,
you could
three.
say 3 games.
Actually, if you really think about it, they played pretty strong against Toronto. They played better defense. They didn't get blown out.
St. Louis, they look good too. Was that the third game? Yeah. They've been better.
They won one game versus the Senators, and they took the Hurricanes to one goal. So it was a 4-3. They had a 4-3 loss, but it's only one goal. A lot of people are really upset that they're not winning more. I get it. Yeah, we want the team to win, but you know what? They're playing some pretty tough competition, and they're not getting blown out of the water as they were earlier in this season. Jake McCabe is a player that I like, but I think that he's having trouble finding his game right now. I think it's going to take him a little bit more to start getting his footing and getting really back into the mode of and playing in a way that he could play. Seth Jones seems to be finding his way a bit. Which is really great. I'd like to see him, start firing the puck more. I don't think he shoots the puck enough, but he's doing. He's got some really good puck movement, and positioning wise, during yesterday's game versus Carolina, Tuesday's game versus Carolina, he pinched up to go and get into play, and Gus did as well. When Gus did, it created another odd man chance, and you know what, man? We need to stop those odd man chances at all costs, because it seems like we get scored on every time there's an odd man chance. Have you noticed that?
We should have just kept Boldquist if that was the case, because you know what? Jake McCabe has no business pinching, and I see him pinching a lot.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's what he's told to do.
Right.
And that's not his game. And it's Gustafson's game, and that's why he's going to be a minus player the rest of his life. And Jones has been doing it a lot. But I don't know if you noticed at the end of the Canes game,
right?
He had that puck right to him in the slot, and he didn't. It just bounced over a stick, but he would have been a savior if he put that puck in, because he was in the right position. It just bad puck luck on that, but. I think Jones has been playing good. I mean, we're paying this guy to, produce. Sure, his plus minus isn't great, but the team's not that great either. But he's playing well. I think he's leading the team in assists now. I know Kaner's been on a little tear since he's been coming back. We should have won that game against Carolina. That was a winnable game. We played well. And it came down to Fleury, I think, man. He gave up 2 goals that kind of found a way in. The puck had eyes and went right through him, and those are not the ones that are supposed to go. Those are Malcolm Subban-like goals, and those can't go in, and that's why we lost, man.
I thought he could have made that save on the breakaway. He had his stick.
2 shots for sure.
He had his he had his stick in the right position.
So that's a Kucherov move, like the fake. He keeps the puck moving forward, and he'll do like a fake deke.
Yeah.
And I think it was Jarvis, his first career goal, actually.
Yeah.
I don't think he meant to do like a Kucherov move. I think he actually just, he messed up.
Yeah.
And he got lucky.
Yeah.
And I think Fleury was anticipating, like a deke, like a backhand. And it's the goalies call it the changeup, and that's what got Fleury on it. So
yeah, it's too bad.
Good for him. He got his first goal against Marc-Andre Fleury, and no, that's a tough one for me, for Fleury. But the 2 shots that hit him and kind of just bounced behind him, those have to be stopped. They have to be stopped.
Yeah, Fleury's been playing well, man. To be honest with you, I think he had a rough start to the year, but as the year goes on, I think that he's going to get sharper and sharper as the year goes on. Lincoln has looked pretty solid too, man. I think that he's doing a good job as the backup. But the team's just not doing him any favors. Him or Fleury, really, any favors. It needs to get tightened up defensively, and it'd be nice to see the captain get going. He's been playing well, but he just hasn't been getting up on the. He hasn't been on the scoring board What else, man? What else did I want to bring up?
Brendan Hagel's been very, very good.
Yeah, he has.
Hustling out there. You know what? He's been good all year.
Yeah, he has.
He's not putting the numbers up yet, but he's been good. Obviously, Kaner coming back, that hat trick was really good to see. He's seemed like he was fired up, like old school Kaner. He didn't have that like kind of puss on his face, but he's been good, very
it's
good.
Nice
and
to
you know
see
what?
these
The
guys
team
play.
the team is playing better in front of the goalies, and they were playing better with Lincoln in net. But the last 2 starts for Fleury, the teams looked a lot better. But unfortunately, he kind of had a rough go in the third period, and. Hey, the Canes are a good team. That's why they're 9-0. That's why they're 9-0. They keep fighting you to the end.
We have some, not injuries, some guys on the COVID list. Tyler Johnson, Henrik Borgstrom are on the COVID list. Getting these guys back, man, that could be really huge for the Hawks.
Yeah, Johnson's going to be a huge piece. He's a very important player for this team. He's a top 6 guy. Yeah, it just sucks. I don't know how long he's going to be out for. But, hey, they've looked better with the team they got on the ice now. And I think they're calling up Bodan, which I'm excited about, too. He's going to be the future.
Yeah, he is, man. But I would really like for these guys to just get comfortable in Rockford, Yes, I don't think Reese Johnson should be playing. I don't. I think I've kind of seen enough of him for right now. Maybe Galvis, give Galvis a shot. But I don't see it working with Gus, to be honest with you. What do you think?
Gustafson?
Yeah.
That was one we didn't understand when it happened. That was a weird Bowman thing. Like, it just made no sense at all. All it did was push a guy back, and now a kid who thought he was going to be playing every night turned into, he sent down or he's a healthy scratch every night. And this guy is just he's a turnover machine. He pinches too much. He gets caught. I don't like it either. I didn't get it at all.
So moving on, let's get to some NHL news. Obviously, we'll talk about the gorilla in the room. Jack Eichel has finally moved to Las Vegas. It's going to get sunny. He's going to hit up the MGM Grand. He's going to get to it. But
no state income tax either.
Oh, man, he's going to love it.
More cash. Yep.
He's going to love it, man. Got a pay raise as well.
Yep, and he's going to get a surgery he wanted. So
did they announce that they're going to let him do what he wants?
Next week.
Oh, wow.
Next week he's going to get that surgery, and that's what the guy wants. It's his body, and let the guy have it. He wants better living conditions, and that's what's more important in the end. His neck's hockey won't be there forever, but his neck will. So hopefully it's it's good for him.
This could be, it's never been done before, at least for an NHL hockey player still playing. This could be the start of, the go-to protocol for injuries like this. At one point, having someone getting a hip replacement, is probably something at one point wasn't done, So if this could be the beginning of something where these guys can get the surgery and they get a better, a better, stay on life without playing with a neck injury, this could be a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good for Jack. And you know what? Vegas really wanted him. They wanted that superstar that's going to get him over the hump. And Jack seems happy. And you know what? He's got the support from the team to get the surgery. That's got to be, make him even happier. And, Buffalo just wasn't comfortable with doing it. It's never been done. And it's, like we said in our previous shows a couple months back, like, hey, you're the man here. We're paying you $10 million a year. We want you to be the face here. If something goes wrong, I mean, we're in big trouble. And in the end, Buffalo didn't want to do it, and I think Vegas agreed to let him have a surgery. So I hope it works out for him. I'm excited to see that team when they're fully healthy.
Matt, do you know if that was actually part of the negotiation?
I don't, but I did listen to his interview with Elliot Friedman on. It was
Sportsnet?
on Sportsnet. Yeah, I saw like a small clip of on Twitter, and I actually think I heard a little bit on the radio. He said they weren't comfortable with it, and it was a big deal for him to get this done. So he won't be on the ice till March, they're saying.
Wow.
So yeah, he's definitely gonna miss the Olympics, which sucks for Team USA because he's definitely a number one or two center for that team. But hey, man, I'm glad that it worked out. And you know what? But for Buffalo, Alex Tuch, he's a very good hockey player. He's not a superstar like Jack Eichel, but they're getting a good player in return. Look, they're going to get a fan favorite because this is the type of guy that fans like. Like, he's a hardworking guy. He'll hit. He'll score. He's like a heart and soul kind of guy. And I know we're going to have to ask Jason from the Vegas podcast. I know Alex Tuch was a fan favorite there, and he was very, very good in the playoffs for them last year. And I could see him being a leader for the Sabres in the future. I really can.
Wow. Do you think that, compared to what they were asking for before, that they got a good return on Eichel?
I think they got the best they're going to get. I know there was rumors with Matthew Tkachuk, and actually Kevin Adams buried those and say that that's not true at all. I heard there were some trades with the Ducks, but still they didn't, obviously it didn't get finished. And I guess in the end, Vegas had the better prospect. They had a current player, which Alex Tuch is a good player. He's the same age as Jack Eichel. He's cheaper. He'll put up some good numbers. He will, but like we said, he's not the superstar player that Vegas has been searching for a while. I know I'd consider Mark Stone a superstar, but now they got a center which they needed badly. They've been struggling with the center ice position, and so hopefully in March they're in playoff contention because once they get Eichel, can you imagine that first line? Eichel, Pacioretty, and Mark Stone. Then you got either Pietrangelo or Shea Theodore behind you with Robin Lehner in net. It's almost like a video game created team if you think about it.
Yeah.
Just taking the best players from each team and putting them on one. But they're going to have some salary cap issues. They're going to have to move some salaries around just to get this team legally to get on with the cap issue.
Compliant.
Yeah, exactly.
So moving on to some injury news that we heard about is Dougie Hamilton has a lower body injury and for the Devils. And this is just another blow to a team that was looking to take a big step this year. First, Jack Hughes.
Stanley Cup. Yeah.
He's Jack Hughes. He's got 4 weeks left before I believe he could return to hockey-related duties. And now Dougie Hamilton's got a lower body injury. I wonder what kind of lower body injury it is because I haven't heard really much about it. Have you?
No, I just read about it actually saying that Dougie could miss some time with a lower body injury, and hey, they just paid a lot of money for this guy, and you never want to see a guy go down like that this early in the season and when you need to get points.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it could be a good thing for them so that they get it out of the way, whatever. Maybe this has been an ailment that he's been having and it needs to get fixed. They're not necessarily really contending right now, but they're on their way up. And maybe now's the time to get this thing fixed.
Yeah, well, hopefully we find out more details on it. I'm guessing a groin or maybe an ankle injury or it could be anything, man. A block shot injury, but the NHL is pretty tight-lipped about injuries unless it's, a long-term thing like, oh yeah, he got surgery, like Eichel, he needs neck surgery, so he's going to be out for a while. Yeah,
I wonder how that, man, I'm just so curious how that's going to turn out for Eichel. Maybe he comes back better than ever,
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool to see. Like, in Buffalo could have been like, hey, maybe we should have let the guy get the surgery. We wouldn't be in this boat. But hey, Buffalo's playing well, so I don't really think Kevin Adams is losing sleep over this as much as all the diehard Sabres fans. But he's got to do the best he can, man, and he's putting a winning team out there. He brought in a first round pick, a second round pick. I forgot the other player. I'm sorry, and then Alex Tuch, obviously. But yeah. good for him. I mean, you're not going to win when you got to trade a superstar away. It's just like when Gretzky was traded. Who do they get back in return? No one remembers.
Couldn't even tell you.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's probably something laughable. So moving on, we've got Getzlaf, all-time point leader in Ducks history. How many points did he get?
So Ryan Getzlaf today is at 992. I think he passed Teemu up at, I think it was 989. This was he had a couple points the last game he played, but he definitely is an assist man. He's got 712 assists. He's got 280 goals, 992 points. So he's almost at that 1,000 milestone, which it's cool, man. He's never played on any other team. I know there was rumors he was going to be maybe looking to win a Stanley Cup this year, signing like a 1-year type of deal. I know Edmonton was interested. I think Boston was interested, even Pittsburgh. But you know what? He likes it there. He's lived there the last, man, almost, I think it's 17 years in Anaheim. And you know what now? He earned the title. He's Mr. Duck. So he's the all-time greatest Duck that has ever played up to date.
Kind of crazy. When I think of the Ducks, I think of, Paul Kariya.
Yeah, exactly. Teemu Selanne, Paul Kariya, guys like that. And I didn't realize Getzlaf was putting up that many points over the years, but his assist numbers are great. He's gone over 50 multiple times. He's even had a 60 assist year, and him and Corey Perry were very good, back in their glory days.
Yeah, they were. I mean, they were a bit of a powerhouse, but that didn't really last for that long. I mean, they only won one cup, and that they were, I think, rookies that year.
Yeah, they put together a very good team that year. They beat, I think they had Scott Niedermayer, Chris Pronger, Jaguar in that. Briskalov was the backup. They had Getzlaf and Perry, young rookies, and they just they put Scott Niedermayer and Chris Pronger on the blue line is a big reason why, and Jaguar was playing great, but it was good. I was rooting for him that year. I do not like the Carolina Hurricanes. Or you know what? They played the Ottawa Senators. I'm sorry. The Hurricanes won before that, but the Senators, they had Ray Emery that year in net, and I remember it was Danny Heatley, Jason Spezza, and Daniel Alfredson were like the top line that year, and the Ducks just lit them up and shut them down. And I believe that was an 2006 Stanley Cup victory for them.
Wow. Yeah, it's kind of funny, man. The Ducks just, I don't think that they've had really the best luck the past, say, 15 years.
Well, since 2015, man, that team just kind of, they were hyped to win that year.
Just faded.
I don't know. That's it. The injury bug got them, and
big time.
Just all those games just took a toll on a lot of them, and some guys retired. They moved some guys, and it happens to all the teams. It just happened pretty fast for them after 2015, and boom, they were bad, and they're kind of getting back up there. They're not like the greatest team now, but they're a lot of youth, and Ryan Getzlaf's like, he's like the grandpa on that team right now, but yeah, he's a good leader, and I love playing with that guy. He seems like a great hockey player, great guy in the locker room, and you can learn a lot from a guy like that.
Marian Gaborik retired. I thought he's been retired for a couple of years now, but apparently not.
Maybe he was looking for that last go, but you know what? I'm looking at his numbers now. He's played over 1,000 games. He's got 407 goals, 408 assists, 815 points. He's a plus 95. He had a pretty solid career. He was always hurt. He
was. That's why I'm surprised.
Yeah,
I'm really surprised he hit over 1,000 games.
That's crazy. Yeah, I think he played for, obviously his glory days were with the Wild. I think he moved over to New York for a little stint, and then
the Kings.
I think he went to Ottawa, then he went to the Kings, and that's all I heard from him. But good for him. I hope he enjoys his retirement. I think he's good friends with Marian Hossa.
Yeah, they are. Them and whatchamacallit, Zdeno Chara, they're all boys.
Yeah. Marian Hossa's got the cups to brag about. I don't think Gaborik even came close.
Gaborik won one year.
Did he win with the Kings?
I think he did, yeah.
Let's find that out.
Look
I don't
up
know if he was
Gabrick's.
on that squad.
Look up Gabrick's.
I think he might have made the final with what do you call it? The Rangers that year. The Kings actually beat him that year. So
I thought he was on that Kings squad.
I don't think he was, man. I think now this is gonna really bug me.
Yeah, I gotta look this up. He's 1,035 games.
Yep, he had a pretty solid career, man. Pretty solid career.
Yeah, he did. 2013,
2014?
2014.
Oh, good for him. He's got a ring. I did not know that.
Yeah. Then he went to Ottawa after the Kings.
Yeah, he went to Ottawa to die. Well, your career goes away.
Pecorine is also Pecorine is getting his number retired, which I think is well deserved, man.
I agree.
Well deserved. He was such a mainstay, such a solid goalie for the Predators.
Huge pain in the butt for us as Hawks fans. We had to watch him score a goal against us, and just he's just a solid goalie. Played for Nashville. They're a good team. They play defense. They take care of their own end first. It's always been that way, and I think it helped Pecorine's career, go on as long as it did, and plus he's a great goalie, and I know he's well respected in the NHL, and I know the city of Nashville loves him. So, congratulations to him too on that.
Looks like Ovechkin's 740th goal is one from tying Brett Hull. When you think of, just snipers, man, Brett Hull was one of the best.
Yeah, Brett Hull scored. I think it was the closest to Gretzky. It's getting close in that season record. I think it was, 93 or 92?
92.
And I think Brett Hull got 89, and he couldn't believe, like, this Gretzky's a freak. He's like, I don't know how the hell he did it. But, yeah, Brett Hull was great, man. I remember him on Dallas, that kicking goal, or not kicking, but his foot was in the crease when he scored that game-winning goal against
that's
Buffalo.
Right.
Sorry, Buffalo fans, but he it's a really tough call. I think it was more of like a follow-through, like when he shot the puck, his skate kind of went into the crease, but hey, it counted, and he's a Stanley Cup champion.
86. He hit
86 goals.
86
That's
goals.
insane. Yeah, it's insane.
He had 41. He had, let's see here. He had 5 games, 1 goal in Calgary. Next season, he had 52 games, 26 goals, 24 assists in Calgary. Then he went to St. Louis, played, actually that same year, played 13 games, 6 goals, 8 assists. So he had, 64 points in 65 games that year, which is, pretty good. And then the next year, he had 84 points in 78 games with St. Louis. And then he broke out in the 89-90 season. In 80 games, he hit 72 goals, 41 assists. And then the year after that, he hit 86 goals and 45 assists. And then another 70 the year after that.
That's just insane.
Yeah, then
just
54,
like his old
57.
Man. The Golden Brett.
I think he had more points than the old man. Yeah, by 100.
Yeah, he did.
So yeah, he was Brett Hull, man. He was a great player. I remember.
Have you ever seen him live?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Adam Oates on the Blues.
No.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like playing in a game.
Yeah, like live, like it being at the Chicago Stadium or the United Center.
I saw him play Blues Hawks.
Yeah, Blues Hawks. Yeah, me too. I didn't get to. You know what? I think I actually did get to see him play at the United Center when he was on Dallas that year. Because I remember my dad, he bought 4th row seats because he knows I'm obsessed with Belfour, and he bought seats behind the Dallas goal, so I got to see Belfour twice. You know how they obviously they rotate. But I remember watching Brett Hull and Mike Modano fire the puck in warm-ups, and I was like, oh my God, dude. His wrist shot is like harder than some guy's slap shot. It's just insane and accurate as hell.
Do you remember how fast Modano was?
Yes, where his hair was waving.
Oh
and,
my gosh,
his jersey
dude.
would kind of the
Just
wind
flow.
would. Yeah, he was a great player.
Oh my gosh, I remember I was sitting in the 200 level, low 200 level, right in the middle of the ice. Actually, no, it was maybe a little bit to the left of center ice, maybe like mid left center ice. And man, that dude, when that guy got the puck, he just took off. I was like, holy smoke, look at this guy. And then he scored. I'm like, of course he did. You see that? How's anybody gonna compete with that? And then Amani does it the other way. I was like, and there's both of these guys were just unbelievable.
American guys, American guys that can move the puck and pretty big guys. I don't think Amani was real big, but Madonna was like, he's like a big guy. Well, when he's coming at you, it's almost like you don't want to hit this guy because he's just gonna run you over.
Yeah, I thought he was like 6'3", wasn't he?
He was a big guy and very good player.
Fast.
There's a lot of good Americans, like Brett. They consider Brett Hall. I know he played for Team USA on that World Cup, but Amani, John LeClaire, Belfour, or no, I'm sorry, not Belfour. Who's the goalie for US? Mike Richter. There's so many good Americans that year. I feel that decade, the 90s. It was that World Cup, 96 World Cup, where USA upset Canada.
I remember watching that.
I watched it with my dad in the basement. I'll never forget it. My dad's like, "Wow, this is not supposed to be happening. Look at their top line: Gretzky, Lemieux," and it was just not even fair. Their three goalies were just. I think it was Cujo, it was Brodeur, and Wah, I want to say.
I think so.
That's not even fair,
yeah,
man. And then you got Belfour sitting at home, like, hey, I'm pretty good too,
Right. So, yeah, man, Mike Modano's 6'3". That's a really big dude to be skating at you like 20 miles
Full
an hour.
Full speed, hey, get out of the way. He'll run you over and then embarrass you by scoring.
Yeah, going top shelf. So, that's all we got for you guys today. It was a really, really great to see everybody continuing to listen. We're very, very appreciative. People, getting on us on Twitter, talking with us. We're very, very appreciative of it. Thank you very, very much for listening. We see you out there on the other side of the pond in Europe. Thank you for listening, guys. Obviously, you got a few people in Australia listening to us.
Blake.
Thanks, Blake.
Yep.
Really appreciate it, man. We've got Peter C. out there representing us in
My
Canada.
guy.
The motherland out there. But guys, we really appreciate you guys listening. Thanks for sticking with us. And we'll see everybody on the next one. This is the Tomahawk. We're out of here.